Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Taisho Alice, and we are continuing the wizard's route. We may get our happy ending in this part. We're kind of going through our perception of everything that we already read from the wizard, so I don't know if then we're going to go through more from him, or if this is, I don't know. So we'll see where we get, and we'll find out if this is the last part of his happy ending or not, and we'll see if it gets happier, because I don't know, where it kind of left off with us talking to him was little like happy question mark. I don't really think it feels that way to me, but sure, writers, okay. Kind of feel like they did the wizard dirty so far, but we'll see. Anyway, as it turned out, you were pretty good at actual chess too. I chose white and you chose black. So what's it like in the world where you come from? Pitch black and empty. So you can't see yourself? Actually, I can. My body is always illuminated for some reason. Oh, sounds like a sad, depressing place. Maybe. I'm not sure. If even you don't know, then there's no way I'm going to. Yeah, because you're not me. Yep. Checkmate. Ah! I had so much fun playing chess with you. You want to play again? Of course. Like I said, I can be pretty persistent. Are you really that upset that I beat you? Well, yeah, I admit it. I'm a sore loser. I never knew. I know, right? I'm a wolf in cat's clothing. What does that mean? It's my version of wolf in sheep's clothing. It means I wear a mask to hide my true colors. Feign innocent. That kind of thing. And you wear a mask too, don't you? Guess that makes us birds of a feather. Maybe so. Then, for the first time, you smiled. I always loved that soft look in your eyes. Bet you didn't know that, did you? It's not really his eyes. So this is like where it's confusing. It's like, it's not really his eyes or his face or his smile. But I guess it kind of is, because it's like the wizard is the one smiling, making Alice smile, but it's not the wizard's smile because he looks different. You know what I mean? His eyes are different. Like, you would always answer any question I had. Wow, that's wild. Thanks for sharing. I'd heard bits and pieces, but that was my first time hearing the story in full detail. Thanks to you, I have a slightly better understanding of them now. All I did was answer your question, that's all. Yeah, I know, but I appreciate you responding to me. Isn't it hard for you? Why would it be? Well, you have all their memories, don't you? I mean, yeah. You carry all the painful memories the others couldn't bear, yet you act like it's no big deal. Well, what choice do I have? I was told to do this. By whom? The quack who created me. He's clearly different from the other personalities. He remembers almost everything. He's got all their knowledge and none of their flaws. He's the closest match to the original. So yeah. Why are you crying? Because I feel so bad for you. The real tragedy was, you didn't realize you were in pain. After the day I cried in front of you, you started to open up to me more and more. We played chess together every day. At one point we were evenly matched, but then you started to get really, really good. The tables were turned and the hunter became the hunted. Fun fact, when a girl falls in love, it changes her as a person. She gets all shy. That, or sometimes she'll get more easily frustrated. Being in love makes you want to do anything and everything for that special person. Even if the whole world is against you, you still want to help them. Love is blind, as they say. Tunnel vision comes with the territory, yeah. Naturally, if you're going to turn the world against you, you have to be prepared for the consequences. You have to be strong enough to handle it. But love doesn't make you strong. It just makes I think it's supposed to be, it just makes you desperate to the point that you'll do anything. I gotta sneeze. kind of came out of nowhere. Anything? Yep. Like a pawn. If a pawn reaches the opposing side, it can be promoted to a stronger piece. Right. Charge forward and you can turn yourself into a rook, bishop, knight, or even queen. Hi, what you doing? You playing peekaboo with me? I was trying to read, buddy. And so I crossed over the board and made myself your white queen. What you doing? What you doing? My computer's on my lap, and he hops back and forth from knee to knee, and he peeks around the side. And that's like we play. So I tap the side of the computer, and he runs over and he peeks around the corner, and I tap the other side, and he jumps to my other leg and peeks around the corner, and we play peekaboo. Peekaboo! What you doing? I was trying to read. I can't exactly play with you right now, but, I'll try to read and still peekaboo with you. That's what we're doing. Sorry, that's what we're doing. But... Ah! What's wrong? Arisu, you're hurt. We'd better patch you up. Arisu, who am I? What? Just now, in the mirror, I saw someone who wasn't me. Now we're giving almost Alice voice. I don't know what's happening here anyway. It was me at first, but the next thing I knew, it turned into someone else. The mirror didn't reflect my face. It was showing someone who looked nothing like me. And then the person looked at me and told me they loved you. And that was when I realized the other person probably wants me to leave. And after I'm gone, they're going to take over my happy life with you. I'm scared. Is he... I guess right now, Alice is Alistair then. So, I'm very confused. This one's very confusing. And she was talking to the wizard, but she called Alistair, but he's not Alice. And if Alice is Alistair, then the wizard is kind of right to be like, you kind of suck because you're in love with him, not me. Even though we're supposed to be in love with him, and everything she's shown so far is she's in love with the wizard, but not. I don't know. This doesn't make me feel good about this one. I don't know. Really scared. Someone who isn't me lives inside me, using my body, pretending to be me. And when I'm in control, they spy on me from the darkness. Arisu, am I really me? Because I'm not sure I am. I mean, think about it. How can anyone prove whether the person you're talking to right now is really me? Maybe the real me is the one who isn't me at all. I'll always be on your side, and I'll always believe in you, even when you don't believe in yourself. Because I love you. Arisu, I'm sorry. I can't even tell if you're actually talking to me or not. I can't even believe in your love. I was in love with someone else, too. They were all borrowing his body, his mind, his whole life. One body, one soul. My love couldn't be divided. And so I'd have to choose. After you became my queen, I could sense your After you became my queen, I could sense your possessiveness and jealousy from the expression on your face. How's he been lately? Which one? Well... Arisu, you pushed me down and forced a kiss on me. That's strange. You don't seem any happier. What? You were trying to cheer me up? Of course. I know all about it, After all, I've got everybody's memories. I am them and they are me. And you told me you loved me. You're amazing, Arisu. You've befriended all of them by putting on the masks they each want you to wear. Naturally, I figured I'd try it. Oh, it's supposed to be Kaguya right now, myself. So I put on a mask to be whatever you fancied. Who do you want? Cinderella? Or Snow White? Or perhaps Alice? Just say the word and I can promote myself to any piece on the board. Stop! For the first time, I rejected him. I'll never forget the pain I saw in your eyes. Were my impressions really that bad? I'm a failure. Defective! It's just like he said, I have no defining identity, even though he made me this way on purpose. But it's no use. Try as I might, you always see right through my act. I guess I really am a failure. You knew the whole story, but you were far from omniscient. You didn't seem to understand me or women in general, and I didn't truly understand your emptiness. After all, we were two different people. You don't understand it all, do you? No matter what mask I wear, I'm still me. Is it really that strange to put an effort to get someone you like to like you back? Yeah, it is, because I don't know what the fuck you're doing here. Like, this is so confusing to me. Like, I'm like, I know you're talking to the wizard and you're having fun with him, and then Alice is, but then you're in love with, but who are, and then you're in love with everyone, but you're not. It's supposed to be the wizard's route, and like, I kind of get the, like, I'm kind of in love with everybody, but then you're like, you know what? No, it's the wizard that I really want. I can kind of get behind that, but he's in Alice's body, and Alice is Alistair, and like, I don't know where this is going, and I feel let down right now. Like, I'm intrigued by that, but this again feels more like Alice's story. That is like, oh, we just kind of put it in the wizard's route to kind of hype you for Alice, but you just kind of gypped the wizard on an actual route, and and again, I mean, I don't know where it's going. I don't know where it's going to end, but like right now, I just feel really let down with the wizard's route because I really liked him from the beginning. The wizard and Kaguya were my like eyeball loves. You know, it's like these two. I like all the routes, but I feel like this. Okay, I like the concept and I like what they're doing. Like, oh, this is intriguing. But again, for Alice. Because the overarching thing is Alice, so we already kind of know. And like, okay, but you're basically giving us half of Alice's story in the wizard's route, and then you're going to wrap... So like, you're cheapening the wizard. You're basically not giving him... Again, I understand why, and like, it makes sense. But at the end of the day, when you come to the end of this story, it's like, well, yeah, but it was mostly about Alice, in a way. Because we're all characters in his head, but Snow White got his own little route, happy ending. Everyone got their own little route, and then the wizard's route is Alice's pre-story. So it's not even, he doesn't even get his own kind of route. But I mean, I guess in that sense, it's because he's aware that he's not a real person, and everyone else has no fucking clue. You know, and that's the difference. And on one hand, it's like, no, I get that, and that's really kind of interesting, and I like what they're doing with the story, but because I like the wizard so much, it's like, but I feel like you just kind of cheapened his route, and it feels lackluster, and I feel kind of disappointed in general in this route, because I just don't know where it's really going, and the wizard is never really gonna have his own happy ending, you know? So, like... if he were like a side character and this was his role in the story, yeah, okay. But he's a romance option, but we're not really romancing him in a way because, at least that's the way it feels right now. It's like, well, yeah, sure, she's talking to him, but she's constantly, but then if Alice is Alistair, she's in love with him, not the wizard. And yes, you could say, well, she's in love with everybody at the moment, but you know what I mean? Like, I feel like at this point, when she's telling a story, it shouldn't be like, I'm in love with Alistair. It should be like, I'm in love with more the wizard who's in Alistair, and I kind of like all of his personalities, and they're all him, and I don't really know. I get that, but I feel like at the end of this route, where we kind of are, her feelings for the wizard should be stronger than everybody else, just to make it like, okay, he at least rates above everyone else, because in every other story, Snow White rated above everybody else. I mean, everybody else was our brother, so like, weird. But like, you know what I mean? We weren't like, oh, well, I'm kind of in love with all of my brothers who aren't my brother. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I feel a little let down in it. Like, on one hand, I really like what they're doing with the story, and I find it intriguing. Like, the whole overarching thing. But specifically for the wizard, I feel very let down because he's like, You're not really getting a route, and then, okay, we could have a happy ending, but then you're like, no, you're not worth my time because you're not the real her, but we are, but we're not, but you're also not the real... And, like, I just feel like, oh, okay, this is the happy ending? It feels like the meh. And, I mean, there are normal endings in games that are better than this so far. Like, I don't know. And it could drastically change, and that's what I'm hoping for, but at the moment, I feel we're just really let down with everything in general, and then this isn't helping me feel better. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, yeah, so everything in life is just a big-ass fucking letdown, and you're letting me down on this route, too. Great, thanks. Thanks, game. I don't know. Like, anyway. I don't know if he read that, but he said, I'm not sure. Then think about it. Okay, then. I'll think about it. Well, shall we continue? Personally, I'm fine either way. If you don't have anything, then you can have me. But in return, I want you. You're my property. You're gonna make all my desires and demands a reality. Who died and made you queen? Touché. You can turn me down if you like. No, I won't. I'm at your disposal, your majesty. See, and it's like this phrasing what makes you think she's actually in love with the wizard. But she's kind of not. Like, in the way, I think part of it is, yeah, she's always been a little weird in all the routes. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're a little yandere in this route. Oh, you're a little, like, whatever. But this one is like, and we're playing the asshole, but I don't know if I wanted it. I wanted us to be an asshole, but I'm not 100% sure I like it now that I have it. You know what I mean? I couldn't touch your heart, but I could still touch your body. So I gave you my first. Oh. Well. After that, you stopped trying to impersonate the others. That day, once again, you had my king cornered. So I guess he wasn't kidding when he said they slept together, because that sounds like they did some shit. Okay. But you still wasn't really the wizard. But it was. This is kind of trippy. But you know that pitch black world you guys live in? I think maybe it's sort of like a dream. I read in most cases the people and places that appear in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past. In response to internal and external stimuli and the emotional response caused thereof, memories are replayed from mental storage and our brains invent a narrative to go along with it. Maybe this way I can finally make a difference. What do you mean? Well, maybe I can save my prince. Hey, right when you least expected it, I kissed you. Checkmate! I win. Then, while you were still stunned, I flipped the board around. You cheated. I'll do anything it takes to win. I mean, like, she has moments where you're like, she's just kind of sassy and snarky and a little, like, shady. But then there's other times where you're like, I don't know. She seems like... Because I guess I don't know where it's going. And I don't know what's going on in her head, where I feel like most other times you're like, oh, okay, I see what she's thinking. But I don't in this one. It's like, are you actually in love with the wizard? Because I feel like that's the way it should be, but sometimes I get very confused. And maybe that's supposed to be confusing, because I feel like when we were in the wizard's perspective, he's like, oh, you're in love with him, not really me. And it's like, well, I get why you're confused, wizard, because I don't know what the fuck this bitch is thinking, and we're in her head right now. Like, I don't know. Anyway, but that was the last conversation we had before we were separated. So I'm assuming when he's Alistair, he's Alice. Again, so then she called Alistair's name. So it's like, I can understand why the wizard's like, fuck you don't actually love me, because you don't. You like the wizard's personality in Alice's body, but that's not who the wizard is. And it's, oh my god, I don't like this. Why are all the games doing this to me lately? Why is everything I'm playing like doing this weird like body snatching thing, and it's freaking me out? I don't like it. What is happening? Why is it? I don't like it. Anyway. Alrighty, so we're gonna talk like Alistair because we're Alistair, I guess. What is it, Alistair? Never mind. That day I went to college, just like always. Huh, a voicemail? When I checked my phone between classes, I noticed a voicemail from my brother. I had a bad feeling about it, so I listened to it right away, and I couldn't believe what I heard. Alistair passed out, so I took him... Oh, Alistair passed out, so I took him to the hospital. Naturally, I went straight to the hospital myself. There, my brother was waiting for me. He OD'd. Overdosed, I mean. I'm told he downed a whole bottle of sleeping pills. Why would he do that? He was trying to kill himself. Someone spotted him unconscious on the lakeshore while they were passing by. And they already pumped his stomach, so he's not in danger. Right now he's sleeping, but he'll probably wake up tomorrow. This came as a massive relief. But no matter how many days passed, tomorrow never seemed to come. Why can't he wake up? We don't know. We ran a bunch of tests, but they all came back normal. Sleep is an unconscious state in which the human body is a reduced response to external stimuli until woken. However, in this case, no amount of external stimuli has woken him. So he's in a coma? Something like that. To be clear, he's not in a total vegetative state. His body responds to pain and other stimuli through changes in expression or reflexive movements. Basically, he's not in a wakeful state, but he's still... Just get to the point already! When we scanned his brain, we found that his body is sleeping while his brain itself is active. In other words, he's dreaming. Dreaming? So what's your hypothesis? Why can't he wake up? I'm not a neurologist, so I'm not well versed in consciousness disorders. But if there's nothing wrong with him physically, then there must be something wrong mentally. He's got like 7 personalities! Of course there's something wrong with him mentally. I feel like this is not news, Ryoshi. And as someone who deals with brains... like, you know, mental problems, you should this should not come as a shock. I'm just saying. Long story short, he's actively refusing to wake up. Is that even possible? Beats me. But he clearly must have wanted an escape from reality if he was ready to take his own life. Normally, the human brain doesn't perceive a dream to be a dream until after it ends. So if he's dreaming right now, then to him, that dream is real life. Will he ever wake up? He'll be fine. You know what they say, all good dreams must come to an end. I mean, his body's perfectly fine. He might hop out of bed tomorrow for all we know. Yeah, that's the spirit. Is there anything I can do for him? Talk to him every day. Touch him. Play music for him. Any kind of stimulus would help. And so, as instructed, I spoke to him as he slept. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Why? Please, wake up! Alistair! And that was the moment I hurt you. Come on, don't beat yourself up over it. I know how you feel, but at this rate, you're gonna pass out yourself. Blondie's gonna be fine. He's gonna wake up someday, I guarantee it. I think my brother's wrong. Alistair wasn't trying to kill himself. I mean, yes, he had a lot of anxiety about his life and the world around him, but I don't think he would choose to die. So what's your hypothesis, Allie Sue? I don't know what he was hoping to achieve, but I think he wanted to go be with the others in his dreams. I've been thinking about this for a long time. About how to heal my prince. So what's your plan? I'm gonna put myself inside him. What do you mean? Whoa, phrasing. He has a dissociative identity disorder with 7 different personalities. So I'm gonna create an 8th personality, Spacey. Okay, but how? Right now he's dreaming. I read that in most cases, the people and places that appear in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past. Do we have to keep repeating this? They've said this 30 times in both of these routes, and I swear to God, if I hear people in your dreams are taken wholesale from your past, I'm gonna punch myself. Because I don't know what it is about take it wholesale from your past. It just annoys me. Like, I don't know what it is about that phrasing that it's just like, could you stop? It's like when people say due diligence. I know it's a thing, and I know, but I hate it. I don't know why. It kind of is like, stop. Just don't. They're taking wholesale from your past. Stop it. You know, like if you say the word fork enough, you're like a fork. Fork, fork, fork. You say it enough, and then you're like, that is the weirdest, and words, any word you do it to sounds just wrong and weird, and you're like, what is happening? It changes from like a word that is a thing that you use every day, that is normal, to what kind of baffling, weird monstrosity is this? It just gets awkward and strange. It's kind of like that, but it's more like it's irritating. Because we've said it 700 fucking times. We said it like 30 times in Snow White's route. We're saying it 700 times. Could we just stop? I get it, game. Stop repeating the same shit. My God, the deja vu in this entire fucking game so far, like episode 3, is driving me bonkers. Stop it. It's making me uncomfortable. I don't like it. I don't know if it's just me. Oh my God. In response to internal and external stimuli and the emotional response caused thereof, memories are replayed from mental storage and our brains invent a narrative to go along with it for the 5th fucking time. Stop it! So if his dream is influenced by external stimuli, that means I can manipulate it. Could you just be like, I explained to Wolf about dreams. We know now. I'm pretty sure I could recite that by fucking memory. Stop it. Stop saying it. And if we go to Ryoshi and we explain what we're gonna do, and then we explain it to fucking Alistair, I'm gonna fucking lose my shit. I don't know why it annoys me. Stop. Fortunately, his memory's of me, so I think that'll improve my chances compared to starting from scratch. I'll put Spacey Orisu into his dream, manipulate it from the outside, and save my prince. What if you screw up? I know it's just a dream, but dreams are pretty dang hard to control, last I checked. Oh, I've got a backup plan, and I just know someone who can help me. Gotcha. You're not gonna stop me? Nah, I'm not a doctor. Thanks, Wolf. So, what do you need me to do? Be a side character in his dream. With Wolf's help, I snuck into the hospital at night. Can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? I have a favor to ask. Something only you can do, Mr. Wizard. For the first time, I called your name. So, okay, I guess in this case, like she said, I hurt you. But again, I don't know if when she says I'm going to save my prince, is she talking about the wizard or is she talking about Alice/Alistair? I feel like when she admitted, like, I hurt you when I called Alistair's name. I was trying to talk to you, but I called you Alistair because that's the person I look at, even though I know that's not who you are personality-wise. Like, it was a slip-up, you know? But I still am not 100% sure. Like, you know, so. Something the rest of them had that you lacked. But since you were all powerful, I knew you would help me. Let's play pretend. I'll be the... Oh, Omi-sama. That's right, it was. Omi-sama. Princess. And you'll be the Mahotsukai. Mahotsukai. Yeah. Look, they're long words and I don't know them. They don't roll off the tongue naturally. They're new to me. We said them already, but when it's presented again, I'm like, wait. Anyway. I've already picked a setting, too. It's set in the Looking Glass world where everything is topsy-turvy. Amid a colorful cast of gender-flipped fairy tale characters. I'll take on the role of the heroine and join them in their twisted tales. How will the story end? It's up to me. Since there's no script, even I don't know what will happen. But I know what I want the ending to look like, and that's all that matters. You see, I really love happy endings. But you knew that, didn't you? You see, the wizard has a very important role. Sometimes an ally, sometimes an enemy, the bearer of great and mysterious power. You'll be the little pawn who keeps the story moving. And when I mess up, I want you to kill me. The story can only have one heroine, otherwise it'll veer off track. Piece of cake for a guy like you, right? After all, you're my strongest piece. And here's where the story ends. The story of a white pawn who encounters the Red Queen. How did you like my first attempt? I'll send it to you with all my love in the hope that it'll heal your heart. If that's really how it ends, I'm going to be fucking disappointed. Like, ragingly disappointed. Because that's like, again, it is. I mean, we're, I guess, living now in the fantasy world, which, okay. But, okay, so maybe this will be better, but... White Queen to F5. So what's your move? If you want to avoid a check, you'll have to take the White Queen with your Black Queen. Dang, you're good. I swear I had you on the ropes for a while there. I'll take your White Queen with my Black Queen. And with that, I have no moves remaining. The white pawn's path is blocked and the king can't move. Stalemate! That's a draw. You really got me with that pawn. You were using it as a decoy, weren't you? Duh! By sacrificing my pawn, I led you into a trap. That's how the game works. Touché. I admit, that's the best part of chess. Looks like our 100th game has ended in a draw. 50 wins, 49 losses, 1 draw. Well, at least I'm still winning. Yeah, but only by 1. I could overtake that easy. You're so persistent. Can never seem to shake you off. I'm a sore loser, you know. Trust me, I know. But believe it or not, I'm fairly competitive myself, and I refuse to let you win. Yep, I know. I couldn't ask for more. After all, it'd be boring if you let me win. I want to crush you with everything I've got. And even if you beat me handily, I wouldn't want you to feel bad for me. After all, what I enjoy more than winning is simply the thrill of playing the game with you. Huh. Are you sure this is what you want? If you stay with me, you'll be stuck in this empty void. You could have stayed behind and reveled in your happy harem. It'd be pointless. Even if I professed my love to them, they'd just shoot me down. This was the story she crafted in order to heal you. The others have their own stories with their own heroines. Okay, so I do feel a little bit better about this ending. Okay, I do. But at the same time, I really feel bad, because, like... Well, okay. Like, the others have no clue that they aren't real personalities and they're trapped in a void and everything's fake. And they have their stories and their happy endings and everything's great. And I kind of feel a little bad that the wizard knows that, like, we just live in this empty void and someone who's in a coma. We're not even real. But it's like... So it's a little weird and disjointed and it makes me a little sad, but at the same time it's like, I'm happy for these non-existent people that live in Alice's head. But then there's the real Spacey out there living her life, not realizing that we at least get to be... Well, I mean, okay. This is kind of the Spacey that we liked anyway. The one in the real world kind of seemed like a bitch a bit. We were kind of her, but not her. I feel like we're a little bit better than her. Shadow us is better than real us. I don't know. I mean, I guess in the end, she was doing everything she could to help the wizard. But there were moments where you're like, she kind of seems like a... Like, I don't know. Like, look, I wanted us to be an asshole. I've always wanted a heroine who, like, they're always derpy cardboard boxes, right? And, like, sometimes they're great, but they're generally, like, sweet, innocent, oh no, like, they're never usually, like, shady fucking assholes. Those are the love interests. They're the assholes. They're the yanderes. They're the fucking douche canoe. They're the ones with it. I want that to be us, and them to be, like, the, like, you know, frilly little sugar cookies. Okay? I don't want to be the frilly little sugar cookie anymore. I want to be the fucking one that comes along and bites the head off the frilly little sugar cookie. And we kind of did it in this one. And I was like, now I don't know if I like it. I asked for it. I'm not 100% sure, but... You know, I normally do like her spunk and the sass and the fact that she's not. She's a little, like... Depending on the role she's playing in these character stories, but... I mean, so I guess overall, we're getting our happy ending with the wizard. Because the way we left it before we did the back part, when he was like, yeah, whatever, you're not her, ew. It's like, yeah, I know, but I am, and like, now it seems like we're both on the same page, like, we're having fun together, and I'm better than her, and you're happy here with, and like, okay, now we're happy, and like, fuck her. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, it's a little odd, but I'm glad they didn't leave it like, I guess I have to tolerate you. he seems happy, and that's all we want. We just want him to be happy with us, because we chose you, so... Not, well, you're with us and you're okay, but you're still pining over the other girl, who's also us. But, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to get into a relationship with a person who's pining over someone else. Like, you'll never be as good as them. Then why am I here, fucker? Get over them. Move on. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be in that situation. So I feel like it's good that the ending is kind of making it seem like he's like, who? No, I love you, dear. Yeah, thanks. Okay. Like, you're not pining over the other me. I don't know. Anyway. We already read that. I can't heal them. Besides, I already failed. That's why you were going to erase me, right? But of course. And that is my role, after all. I never had any other option. In this story, you are my prince. Why would I choose someone else? Sounds like you were dealt a bad hand. You really think so? Oh, certainly. After all, your love for me will be eternally one-sided. It's a bad ending. A story that's destined to end in heartbreak. I guess it's not much of a love story, huh? Okay, well, there goes that. I was like, look, we seem okay. No, we're not. Oh, well, you had to go and say that and just ruin my life, wizard, huh? It's not for me to judge the story on its merits, but I do feel bad for you. You can sympathize? I know what it feels like to have my heart broken, remember? Oh, right. Well, no matter what, I'm glad I got to be in your story. Despite the bad ending. Yeah. After all, I've fallen in love with you. I'll sacrifice myself as much as it takes if it means my beloved can be happy. For my beloved, I'll endure any pain. How very devoted of you. I mean, this is a story about saving my prince. It's set in the Looking Glass world where everything is topsy-turvy. Amid a colorful cast of gender-flipped fairy tale characters, I'll take on the role of the heroine and join them in their twisted tales. How will the story end? It's up to me! As the heroine, my role is to save my prince and reach a happy ending. But if I make the wrong choices, naturally, that can't happen. One wrong choice and you'll be disposed of. By me. Sounds like you were dealt a bad hand. Are you trying to imitate me? Yep. So you don't care if I keep killing you? You are Spacey Arisu's shadow, but even then, you're still technically Spacey Arisu. I'm amazed you're willing to admit that. As her clones, we're expendable. It's dirty work, but someone's got to do it. It's the only way. Besides, I know it must be hard on you to have to kill us. I mean, you've killed her shadows dozens of times by now. It must be painful. Pain that you can actually feel. All I hope is that my presence here can ease your loneliness, even a tiny bit. I'll always love and accept you. And I pray from the bottom of my heart that someday she'll love you too. Remember what I said? Even if you beat me handily, I wouldn't want you to feel bad for me. After all, what I enjoy more than winning is simply the thrill of playing the game with you. Huh, so it seems. What about you? Are you enjoying our little game? Or are you sick of it by now? Sick of it? Nah. It's actually kind of fun spending time with you. Glad to hear it. Out of interest, what would you do if you actually overtook me? What? In chess, I mean. So far you've been trying to catch up to me, but if the tables were turned, what would you have me do? I hadn't thought about that. Alright then. How about this? If you overtake me, I'll grant any one wish you have. Any wish? Any wish. Now our games will be even more fun. And if all I have to do is beat you twice, it doesn't sound too hard either. Oh, I wouldn't be so sure about that. I have no intention of letting you win. I'm going to widen the gap between us. You can try if you like, but I'll catch up. Oh, you can try if you like. I don't know, I just kind of stumbled over that. But I'll catch up with you eventually. I look forward to it. Now then, as much as I'd like to play another round, I'm afraid it's nearly my cue. It's time for me to serve as a pawn for my beloved queen. Then I'll come with you. No matter where you go, I'll be your wolf in cat's clothing, so she's actually the cat in all the routes. That's pretty funny. and they lived happily ever after. But, like, not really. But not really. Like, so I kind of felt good about it at first. I'm like, oh, okay, so we got our, like, wizard happy end, but it's not. It's a one-sided love. And you know that that's kind of what the deal is. Oh, when I overtake you, my one wish is going to be that you love me. But, like, it's just, I really do feel like they did the wizard a little dirty, and I feel slightly disappointed with it. Like, yeah, we get to be with him, but then he points out, I'm never gonna love you. You know, that kind of hurts. And, like, I know she's okay with it. And there's good and bad about it. Like, there's good because it's like, I kind of like that it's a little different, and it's like, oh, it's not a good ending, really, if you think about it. It's good for her, but it's really not good for you as the player. Like, I like what they did, but I also hate it. Just, I don't know. Yeah. And I love the wizard, and that's what makes me so sad. I love him so much. He was one of my favorites, and, like, you kind of just broke my heart a little, game. Like, everybody else gets their kind of happy ending. And the weird part is like, for me, like, the wizard's ending is good and bad. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It's not like, yay! It's like, I mean, okay, I guess. But Kaguya's was like that too. Like, I kind of feel like Kaguya's route for me wasn't also my, like, I kind of remember it, but I kind of forgot it. You know what I mean? And they're my favorite characters, but I do like how it kind of sets up, like, well, now we kind of know what Alice's route is going to be like. You know what I mean? I love this CG because I just love him sitting there looking adorable. Back when we were happy flirting with him and, like, you know, before we just got stuck, you know. Like, I don't know. I don't know how I feel. Like, I like it for the story and the crafting and the writing and, like, the twist. They're like, oh, we're all just characters inside Alice's head and this is fucking amazing. Like, that's kind of cool. And I kind of, in a way, if you think about it, we're all characters in Alice's head, and Alice is not dead. So technically, we do have a harem. It's just different alternate universe versions of us exist with each one of these characters at the same time. You know what I mean? And then this implies that they're all coexisting at the same time. Like, so we have this moment with, like, that's us right there. Like, that is us. Like, I'm just assuming that's what they mean, like, because she's always said, I'll just be with you, you're familiar, whatever, and it's like, there's always a cat there, and, like, he always shows up with the cat, which is, like, this version of us. So, like, if you think back to, like, any of the routes when we get a bad ending, there's the cat being like, bitch, no, bad ending! And the cat wasn't there in his route. You thought maybe the kitten that he was talking to was good, but it's not. Like, his cat was always with him except for here. Because it's us. It's this version of us. It's this one of us. When we go in Cinderella's route, we have Cinderella route version of us. Cat, this version of us is with him as a cat. It's kind of trippy, and I kind of like that. That, like, they're all coexisting at the same time, and any given, whoops, we already did this one, sorry. And any given moment, right? I also love this one too. Look, he's so sweet and beautiful. I love him so much, and I am just so sad that, like, they did him a little dirty. Like, I don't feel as warm and fuzzy about this ending as some of the other ones, but, you know. But I love the wizard. I really do. There's like 7 versions of, like, what are you doing, bird? And then they lived happily ever after. But he looks so sad here. It hurts, okay? It freaking hurts me. Like, I know it's not him dressed as the wizard, but There we go. There's our precious wizard with his little smirk. I love it. I know he's not dressed as the wizard, but I love it anyway. Back to happier times. We'll just, it's okay. I do actually like his CGs a lot. Because I like the one where we're sitting in his lap playing chess at the end. I love the wizard, okay? I do. I think that's why I feel slightly disappointed with the route. It's good overall. I'm just gonna take, my slight disappointment at not getting the perfect happy ending with him and pull it out and be like, overarching story, freaking kind of love it. I love the twists. I love what they did with the wizard's story. It's not my personal favorite in the happy ending and a perfectly happy, which is what I want. It's okay. I mean, I guess our character is happy. And I do love we're actually all existing at the same time, and every time the wizard shows up in any other routes with the cat, that's us. And every second of all of them are kind of all coexisting at once. And sure, we're playing chess. Oh, he's gotta go. And so we turn into the cat. We go with him to stop other version of ourselves from doing a stupid bad ending. It's kind of crazy that they all, all of that, it's wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, it's all intertwined and it's crazy, Because you think, oh, we got our happy ending with Cinderella. But no, right now she's on a path to getting a happy ending with Cinderella, and the wizard / us in cat form is going to show up, kill that clone so that she starts over, and so it's always just this repetitive, constant cycle of, and it's just amazing. And I fucking love it. So I do love the overstory. Totally. I just feel a little sad for me because the wizard doesn't love me like I love him, and that makes me feel a little bad. But, they leave that implied that oh, hey, if we beat him at chess, that's our wish. He's going to grant us a wish. I don't know how he's going to force himself to love us, but I guess magic. I don't know. So we can just pretend. But I feel a little less let down than I kind of initially felt 10 minutes ago. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure how I feel about this. And then they kind of pulled it out. I should have had faith in the game. I really should have, based on everything we've done so far. But anyway, I do like it. I know it's not going to be one of those games where I'm like, no, it's going to haunt me for a little while. I'm going to think about it and be like, but I don't know. Do it? Huh? And I'm going to be a little confused. I think that's what it is. Some games, you get to that ending and you're like, oh yeah, no, I hate this. And other ones you're like, oh my god, I love it so much. This is one of those ones where you're like, I'm confused. I'm not 100% sure how I feel. Overall, I like it. But I have that little bit of oh, it's a little bittersweet and sad still. But, and again, it could be different for people who are like, yeah, the wizard, and aren't in love with the wizard. I love the wizard and Kaguya. They're my top two, okay? I guess if you were like, I love Snow White so much, he was your favorite, and then you read his route, maybe you're like, I guess? I don't know, that route was good to me. I thought that was a good one. He's not my favorite character, so I guess I'm not as invested in how it ends up. I don't know. But overall, I have really enjoyed playing this game. And if anyone's here who watches all the Otome games and stuff that I play, there was a point where I just wasn't feeling anything. And I just kind of wanted to fall. It's not me. It was the games that we were playing. Cafe Enchanté and Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore were just, I didn't really have that connection with them. Yes, I love this. It was I'm playing it, but if I weren't recording for you, those were games that I might have just taken forever to finish. Oh yeah, I guess I'll go in and play it a little bit. But it was more I had to. Because I feel like I am responsible once I start a game. I need to finish it for you, not just leave you hanging. Because that's rude. You know what I mean? If I'm doing it for myself, I can do whatever the fuck. It's kind of like a book. You open it up, you read a couple chapters, and then you forget for a couple months. But then there's those other books that you just cannot put down, and you're like, but I need to go to bed. It's 2 a.m. I need to go to bed. Fuck it, I'm just going to finish. You know what I mean? Those games were I could put this down and forget that I was playing it and not miss it. This is not one of those. This is one of those that I'm like, oh yeah, we get to record. Okay, cool. Like, if I sit down to record it, I enjoy doing it. You know? Because I enjoyed this game, and I've enjoyed every version of this one so much. You know? The game is beautiful, the writing is beautiful, the translation is beautiful. I just love it. So I'm really kind of looking forward to, like, getting the last part and Alice's route, now that we kind of know Alice's story. It's a little more intriguing, but at the same time, you're like, but, like, I know Alice's story. Curious how it's going to work out, though. But, yeah. So we still have at least one more part because we've got to do all of our bad endings. I don't know how long they're going to take, but we have 5 bad endings because we got to choose the 5 brothers. But the CG compilation optional, we load it. We get a previous bad end. So like one of the other characters, but I don't know what they mean by CG compilation. Do we just get like a, you know, like at the end of games when you finish every route, you get the thanks for playing, like, and you get the thing, because there's no other slots for any missing CGs. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes if you play this bad end, you get a CG. This one says CG compilation. Not even completion, it's compilation. So I don't know what that means because there's not a CG missing in the thing. So, well, we'll figure it out. We'll do it. And we'll see what happens, and then whatever. So we'll probably have, like, one more part. I doubt the endings are going to be so long that we're going to be here for hours. You know what I mean? So, anyway, one last part, and then we're done with this game. So, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up, and subscribe to see more.